Okay, now we're going to build a Django server in Linux. This is probably the endpoint of a log server in many organizations. It's exactly the same process as the Windows. In fact, you could zip up the Windows files, copy them over and unzip them, more or less unchanged. I'll just go into the change later, but we're going to build it from scratch again with this shell script. And it's basically going to check Django's installed, the latest one is installed, create a directory called Django, and one called logging inside that. Now it used to be called imaging, but because we're going to be now logging both imaging processes and wiping, seemed better to call it logging. So that changed, still called Webapp. And then we still do the migrate, which is said prevents any nagging when the Django's running. And then the three files that need to be changed are settings, URLs, and views. Views is the one that does the work. So they go into an editor, which we can change them, and it creates a couple of directories: assets and serials, where the data is stored. Serials creates a file with the serial number as a name, and the asset number as a value inside, so that the scripts can look up asset numbers given the serial numbers. Finally, we do a consistency check, and if that works, well, assuming that works, we'll run the server in the console. So let's run that. We are version 3.8.10. It was 3.12 in Windows. It's actually started the server, and it's here are the files that we need to change. So views is completely empty. So I have views here. They're available in the comments and in Github. But you need to do is copy it and paste it into here. Okay, save it. Now the server didn't twitch, and that's because it's not even heard of views yet. It's not been told about views. So we'll do that in a minute. Now this is a change in settings to allow all hosts, and to tell Django that it's going to be running a thing called Webapp. So we copy all that. There we are. Save it. Now this it will notice. So it checked everything was fine. It didn't realize that it couldn't actually use it because we haven't done URLs yet. So let's do them. So URLs are the what we're going to use when we post data, and we use WS. As explained before, WS is completely arbitrary. Doesn't refer to anything. In fact, you don't even have to have anything there. You could just have log. So copy that and paste it into URLs. There we are. Save that. And it's ready to go. So I'm going to go over to the Windows machine and just send over a Windows log. So that was looking up the URL, looking up the asset number, and that was posting the data. So both of these are successful. We'll have a look at them. So in Django, which we've just created, logging. Serials now has a file, and there's the asset number that I was using. And assets as the imaging data. We'll just have a look at that. And here's the imaging data that we collected in the previous episode. Okay, so that's all working. The final thing I wanted to show you was the how to start the Django service. So in lib systemd system Django service, enter this information, which allows the service to be started when the system boots or when you want to start and stop it or restart it. It will restart on failure. It starts after Nginx, which is the web server. So I'll just demonstrate that, starting and stopping it. So first of all, we'll stop the one that's running in the console, because you can only have one running at a time, otherwise there's a clash over port 8000. So it starts like any other service. So it's called Django, and I'm going to start it. Okay, now have a look at it. Now it's active running. It's actually started 2 instances, and even though it says quit the server with the control C, it's pretty hard to do, and you have to use a kill. So there it is running. If you ever wanted to restart it, you just restart. And it's back running again. Okay, so that's your Django server ready to receive messages. Now the next video I'm going to do is how to collect information in Linux. Now this is for when you're wiping, and so it's a continuation of something of the wipe scripts, and it will log all the wiping events into Django. That's the next one. Well, one last rather important thing I forgot to tell you is that there's a difference between Python 3.12 on Windows and 3.8, and that's to do with the way url.lib works. In other words, it doesn't here in Linux. So it's replaced by something actually, funnily enough, simpler. That, and in 2 places, both in the getting the asset number in asset and in the log when it's posting the results. So that's the tweak you need to make if you're using a different version of Python. Sorry about that.